Bang, what's up, guys? Okay, so I have some ideas for what I want to talk about today. We're going to talk a little bit about the drawing, kind of get it started, and then we'll talk about something else that I'll mention in a second here. But today, day 13, I think, day 13, day 12, something like that. Day 12, my bad, y'all, my bad. Day 12 is Rain World. Rain World is a game that I played last year, I think. Yes. Or 2 years ago, since this is going to be coming out next year, technically. Um, a fantastic game, a very artistic game. I wanted to capture the smallness and like the in. I don't really know what the word would be like. How little you matter to the world. Like, that's what I kind of wanted to capture in this one. So I tried to make him very small. This is the smallest character I've made so far. And I did it at the very tippity top of the wall towards the end of the game. And on top of that, this was so far the fastest drawing that I've made. It took me. I'm gonna check the exact time. I'm starting to think that I kind of want to put the amount of time that it like takes for me to do each of them and like put it into the description. Open file location. So you guys can sort of track how long each of these drawings take. Yeah, so 34 minutes and 49 seconds. Chrome Dinosaur was the second fastest, 36 minutes and 32 seconds. But yeah, okay. So yeah, I might mention some more about the drawing as we go on, but I actually want to talk about the game of the year, okay? We, as of today, which is 11/18, November 18th, we got the announcements for the nominees of the Game Awards. And I have some opinions. It's fresh off the dome. I'm excited about it right now, so I kind of want to talk about it. I already sent a tweet about it. I think that the selection is kind of bad. The game that I would have put on here is not on here at all, and that is UFO 50. But another game that I played a lot this year is on the list, and that's Balatro or Balatro. I don't know. However you want to say it. I'm gonna go and rank the nominees for Game of the Year from like most least excited if they get picked to most excited if they get picked. You know what I'm saying? Least excited if they get picked is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. If a remake gets picked for Game of the Year, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed. That's basically like saying, yeah, nothing good came out this year. It was actually, 20 years ago. That's when gaming was good. That's when gaming was good. It's 20 years ago. No, that's stupid shit. I know it's different gameplay. I know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's stupid. Make a new game. We don't need remakes. Never ever in my life am I like, yes, I can't wait to play the remake of blank game. Stupid. Second least excited would be Astrobot. Astrobot is like a platformer made by, I think it's PlayStation. I think I'm going to give it a little bit of credit here. I think it's kind of cool. I actually do think it's a little bit cool. It kind of reminds me of like Super Mario 3D World, which is one of my favorite 3D Mario games. Simple, linear, levels, and it's like a platformer. It looks pretty fun. I'm not knocking it. I think it's pretty cool, but it's like kind of lifeless. It's a very Funko Pop sort of reference style thing. Like it's like, oh, what if the little bot guy was actually Soul Bad Guy from Guilty Gear or whatever other random character? What if it's actually Vegeta? That would be crazy. I think that shit's corny as fuck. Hate it. But the gameplay looks pretty cool. So it's still like, I would be mad if it got in, but less so. Third, Elden Ring DLC. I think it looks cool. It looks cool. I think it's fine. Medium. But DLC should not be in contention for Game of the Year ever. I don't care if it's a standalone. I don't care if it's so much better than everything else on the list. Make a DLC section, you know. We could be able to vote for DLC separately from the games of the year. I think they're trying to make a statement, and if it wins, then it sets a precedent for like, I don't know, like Smash Fighter Pass is the game of the year. Like that's so fucking stupid. Also, Elden Ring winning twice in a year would be raw as fuck. I'm not a fan of Elden Ring, so I kind of think it's corny. But it would be raw. Like imagine if you're like a FromSoft kind of guy. That would be so sick. It's like, yeah, my favorite game won Game of the Year twice. Like that's how fucking good it is. And the same shit could be said for Final Fantasy Rebirth. It's like it was a different game at a different time. Like let it live in that time. The game came out last year. Let it live in that time. If you're going to be a DLC kind of person, it's like, yeah, the game was last year. You know what I'm saying? It's pedantic, but still, it's like, we want to celebrate new games. That's what I care about when I'm like looking at the Game of the Year shit. It's like, what is the best new game? Not a DLC, not a remake. I don't give a shit about that fucking shit, okay? Let's get on to the next one. Now there's only 3 games left. I'm going to knock out Black Myth Wukong. These last 3 games, I would be happy any of them getting Game of the Year. Wukong is the odd man out in that I haven't played 2 of the other games. But I haven't played Wukong, and it's also a Souls-like. Like it's very, very inspired by the Souls category. I'm not super interested in like the aesthetic or the time, or not time period. I guess the time period, the mythology. Like I'm not really interested in all that shit. But like from what I've seen of it, the gameplay is actually sick. Like it actually looks cool. If it wins, I'm happy because it means that the 3 below it didn't win, you know? Next is Metaphor Refantasio or whatever. Refantasio, which means that Balatro is my number 1 most wanted. I actually don't give a fuck. If Balatro wins, I'm happy. If Metaphor wins, I'm happy. Both of them look pretty cool. I haven't played Metaphor. That was like the ultimate deciding factor. I have like 70 plus hours in Balatro. So I'm like, yes, it would be cool if that won. I think that it's a great game. At first I was like, oh, it's a silly game. You know, in my tweet I said like Astrobot and Balatro are just like silly little games. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird that like it's being compared to like Black Myth Wukong or Metaphor where it's like a full story. Balatro's just a little roguelike poker game. But it's dope as shit. I would be most excited if that won. I would be like, holy fuck, an indie game about, you know, it's like a roguelike poker game. Won Game of the Year? That's incredible. I don't think it's going to win because Slay the Spire didn't win, and a lot of people prefer Slay the Spire to Balatro. But it would be like the redemption of that for sure. Metaphor, art, and character design looks incredible. I don't know anything about the story. I really want to play that game. Like out of all of them on this list, that's the one that I'm probably going to play. I don't see myself playing any of the other ones unless I get really into FromSoft games. Then I would probably play Black Myth Wukong. I probably will never play Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree, just because I don't really fuck with DLC in general. It goes against my viewpoint of art a little bit. Not intensely, but a little bit. It's like, shouldn't you have just put this in the game? You know what I'm saying? Like release it with the full thing instead of being like, oh, this game's doing good, let's make more of it. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of goes against that in a way. I'm not like a staunch. It's not like a staunch defense, I will say. But I would rather play all the other full game releases of what's it called? All the FromSoft stuff. But like, I don't know, DLC for games that I love, I still don't fuck with the DLC. Borderlands 2 and 3, I've played a tiny bit of the DLC on 2, and I was like, this is just so stupid. Like, I think it's good. Like, it's probably comparable to the actual story and stuff, but I'm like, I already beat this game. Like, there's nothing that this world is going to give me that I didn't already get from the original game. But yeah. So I'm actually on the website right now. I'm gonna hit vote and then see what all the categories have. Best game direction, creative vision. Let's give it a Wukong. It's the same 6 games, by the way. Here, Wukong's got a cool aesthetic. It's consistent. I think you give it to Wukong there. You could give it to Balatro, and you could give it to Refantango or whatever the anime type game is. Next category. Best narrative. So best narrative, we have Final Fantasy, Fight Like a Dragon, Hellblade 2 is an interesting one, Silent Hill 2, and then like the Metaphor game. Best narrative, I haven't played any of these. Oh god, can I skip? Is there a skip button? I've heard, okay, from what I've heard of Hellblade, the narrative is not that good. Like, it's mostly about just like the visuals of it. Like a Dragon, I hear, is usually really good narratively. Surprisingly, I've not heard anything about Metaphor besides the art. So I'll go Silent Hill 2 because I've heard it's also a remake, though. I don't want to. I'm going to give it to Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Next category. Best art direction, we'll give it to Metaphor. Ooh, Neva. Neva looks dope as shit, though. We'll give it a Metaphor. Metaphor needs to win something. Best score and music. For the best score and music, they have Astrobot, Metaphor, Final Fantasy VII, Silent Hill, and Stellar Blade. I haven't heard any of the music talked about besides Final Fantasy, but that's just residual. Oh man, I don't know. Let's give it to Metaphor. Best audio design. I've heard Astrobot actually does have good design because it comes from the controller too, right? I think so. I'll vote for that one. I guess back to the drawing over here. The clouds were really fun to do. I still don't think I'm doing great in the whole cloud department, but I think it turned out really well just hitting it with like these nice round highlights and shadows and keeping it kind of detailed in the background and then more wavy and broad the closer you get to the front here. Okay, back to the Game Awards. Best performance. Let's see, Final Fantasy VII. I don't know any of these fucking people. There's some Final Fantasy, some Silent Hill, some Hellblade, some Star Wars, and some Life is Strange. I do not. Oh god, this is so stupid. I don't care about any of these games. I don't care about any of this shit. Hellblade 2 actually got everybody was talking about the performance. I'll hit the Hellblade 2. She'll probably win. I actually think this is like a shoe-in pretty much. Like people talk about those little facial details, like every minute detail of what she does. I think that it's going to be hard to compare with her for sure. Accessibility is not something I really care about either. Dragon Age. People were complaining about the wokeness of Dragon Age, so I'm sure they did a good job, and people are mad that they did a really good job about it. So I'll vote for that. Games for Impact. Bang. Okay, sorry guys, I have to cut myself off here. I just kind of kept going without looking at the screen, and it just went black, so I kind of missed my whole thing. I'm gonna keep going through here, the Game Awards thing, and do it on my own time. I think like the only one that people actually care about is like Game of the Year. So I hit that shit. We're done with the drawing here. go ahead and hit the fucking subscribe button, the like button, and comment. And let me know what you guys think about life.